Brace yourselves, because what we're about to unleash isn't just tea, this is hot lava. What if I told you Remy Ma just set the internet on fire? Not over another rap feud. Not over some silly red carpet drama, but by outright exposing her own spouse, Papoose, for something so shocking, so disgusting. You think it was an unreleased Empire episode? Yes, you heard that correctly, Remy Ma. Hip-hop's ride or die duo, the Bonnie and Clyde of the Bronx, recently dropped a bombshell, saying Papoose had a secret existence, not with a side chick. Nope, Remy claims that they have been sleeping with men for their entire lives, marriage a flushed face. Now pause, let that sink in. The man who stood by her in prison, the same guy who pulled Easy, the block captain, into a supposed affair. He now has a closet full of skeletons and stilettos. So, how deep is this rabbit hole? Who knew what and when? And what receipts does Remy actually have? Oh, believe me, this isn't just messy. This is completely devastating. Stay tuned, because what follows will leave your jaw on the floor. Let's go back. Back before the treachery, back before the rumors. Previously, the entire internet gasped in disbelief. Because if there's one thing Remy Ma has always done, it's held her man down. She defended Papoose when the world tried to label him corny. She stood by his side while every rapper with a microphone was chasing clout. And she dubbed him the realist, so imagine the irony when Remy herself, yes, her, emerges from the shadows and tells us he was lying the entire time. He lied to you. He lied to me. Worse yet, he was lying to himself. According to Remy, the man who constructed his entire character around being the ideal husband may have been concealing a truth that would make even Jussie Smollett blink twice. In a now viral voice memo allegedly leaked from a private group chat, Remy Ma is heard saying, "Y'all worship that man like he was a saint. Meanwhile, I was sleeping next to a stranger. A man who'd sneak out in the middle of the night claiming it was for studio time. Studio time with whom? Because he sure as hell wasn't making any hits." And just like that, the image shattered. The #BlackLove poster couple that had us all crying goals might have just been one big perfect in 2022. Papoose's side hustle or passion has a name. And according to some very bold images posted by a former close friend, that name is Marcus, a person. The whispers actually started years ago, when some fans dug up an old interview from 2015, when Papoose was still fighting for respect in battle rap circles, where he slipped up and mentioned something odd. Remy Ma appeared alone at the BET Awards 2023, the moment everything truly imploded. According to alleged texts from Remy Ma's inner circle, she had suspicions for years. "It started when he stopped touching me," one message read. "Then I'd find his phone on Do Not Disturb, but he'd still be getting messages from names like my GFX and Stylist Cave. There's no way this mini stylist or fast timing you at 3 a.m. According to an anonymous backstage producer, Papoose was supposed to be there, but he canceled at the last minute due to family obligations. Remy showed up looking like she had just signed her divorce papers with blood. Then, Easy the block captain, the same man Papoose allegedly assaulted over rumors of an affair with Remy, posted the most petty Instagram story of the year. A screenshot of a paused video of a man's hand resting on another man's thigh in a car. There was no tag. Not Papoose, the man who wrote Remy love letters while in jail. The man who stood outside the jail gates, counting the minutes till she arrived home. That is precisely what makes the situation so convoluted. Because that type of commitment can only work if it is genuine. Let us now discuss the receipts. Over the last 48 hours, Twitter investigators have gone full CSI, reverse image searching photographs, monitoring IP addresses, and focusing in on hotel lobby check-ins. And what they discovered could potentially blow this thing wide open. Papoose has reportedly been observed several times in Atlanta, but not for gigs or publicity, but for personal wellness retreats scheduled under his real name. The retreats are hosted by Gentle Kings, a private homosexual men's group, and before you ask, yes, that the group is very real and extremely exclusive. According to sources, Papoose was seen at one of their 2021 parties, entering with a visitor and departing with someone completely different, a man only known as Ray. And yes, Ray supposedly appears in several now-deleted comments on Papoose's old Instagram photographs, including subtle heart emojis and cryptic phrases like, "Always got your back, King." Now, we're not here to expose anyone. That is not the game. But when Remy Ma herself gets on live and says, "I'm not mad he was gay. I'm mad he lied for years to me, to his daughter, and to the whole damn culture," baby, that's not just gossip. That's a cultural earthquake. Let's talk about Remy's life. The one that surpassed 600,000 views in less than 10 minutes, she said, and I quote, "I gave him my best years. I took a bullet for this man, both symbolically and practically. I handed up stages, contracts, and brand partnerships because he claimed he didn't trust the industry the entire time. He was worried that I would repeat what he was already doing, except my side pieces were not in the men's locker room. Mike plummeted, and as if that wasn't enough, Remy intimated that she is proof that's correct. She claims she is sitting on voicemails, emails, and even security footage. And if Papoose doesn't stop playing the victim, she'll make sure the public hears every groan, secret rendezvous, and lie. And, darling, if Remy really publishes that film, it will not only kill careers, it will challenge our assumptions about hip-hop's most loyal love tale. Now, before we get deeper into the receipts, because believe me, we're only touching the surface, we need to discuss the wider picture because the fans aren't taking this lightly. One popular tweet stated, Papoose is out here judging easy, while living a double life in rainbow flags and silk boxers. I want a refund on every love poem he ever wrote. Another posted a remix tape of Papoose's Alphabetical Massacre, but this time every letter referred to a new man's name. Twitter is crazy. Instagram comments are switched off, and Papoose is silent, not a word, no clapback, not even a hazy hint, which in this context just makes him appear guilty. Guess who else joined the discussion just as the scandal was reaching its peak? Fat Joe? Yep. Big Brother Joey Crack went on Instagram Live and tried to conduct damage control like it was 2005. He stated, listen, whatever they're going through, that's between them. I haven't ever seen any funny stuff with Papoose. He's a real one, always has been. But fans, one comment read, Joe's trying to clean this up like it's a Terror Squad mixtape. Sir, this isn't 2004. We want answers. And as for Remy, she's not backing down because just before ending her live, she left us with one last cliffhanger. She looked dead into the camera, adjusted her hoodie, and said, you think the boyfriend was the only secret? Baby, he wasn't. Even the worst. Do you think the boyfriend was the sole secret? Baby, he wasn't even the worst. That's the moment jaws hit the floor. Because if Papoose had a hidden boyfriend, Remy Maya's promised a full-course buffet of betrayal, deception, and dirty laundry soaked in hip-hop tears, and boy did she deliver. Within hours of that live stream, social media went DEFCON 5. People weren't just refreshing timelines, they were digging, investigating, and connecting dots like it was True Detective, Bronx Edition. And what they found, chilly. Let's just say Remy's mom might have only told us half the story. The first bombshell. The alleged boyfriend, according to anonymous insiders, who sound suspiciously like bitter cousins. Remy discovered the condo months ago through a Chase Bank fraud alert. The account was supposed to be for college savings, investment properties, and family emergencies. But Marcus' emergency required marble countertops and a balcony overlooking the Hudson. Sir, unless that suit is made of diamonds and lined with dragon scales. Who are you burying in Bulgaria? Sources say Remy Ma didn't even explode at first. Instead, she went quiet, the kind of quiet that builds like a tsunami before it wrecks an entire coastline. Fast forward to last month, when, according to an anonymous hairstylist who worked with Remy for a promo shoot, Remy showed up with a printed binder. A binder with color-coded tabs, each section labeled with names like hotels, flight logs, and texts, and I kid you not, the footage purportedly shows Papoose grinning, mumbling, and, brace yourselves, trying on silk boxers that weren't even his. The kicker, he posed in the mirror and asked, do you think Remy would like them? Or are they too much? To which the mystery man said, she doesn't have to like what I do. And suddenly everything made sense. The late-night studio sessions, the boys-only fitness retreats, the mysterious stylist who always flew first class and never posted a single lookbook. But it gets even darker because one of the alleged ex-lovers, calling himself D, anonymously emailed a gossip blog claiming Papoose had been living a double life. For more than during Remy's incarceration, Papoose allegedly did more than just write love letters. He was allegedly laying tracks with someone else. Papoose knew how to play the role of Mr. Loyalty in public, but in private, he was scared, confused, and searching. Papoose's long captions about honor and masculinity, as well as real men protecting their queens, are now being interpreted as deflection. Fans are now questioning everything, including hotel stays, timestamps, and selfies, and it checks out. As one viral tweet put it, the louder the post, the deeper the closet. But we're not done yet because you know what else fans discovered. Papoose recorded many unreleased rhymes, purportedly deleted from a previous mixtape, with strangely ominous lyrics. One leaked snippet states, they condemn who I kiss, they dislike how I live, but quiet protects. So, I lie for, you're telling me that was simply a metaphor? Please. This is a confession with a rhyme scheme, and speaking of children, let us not forget Remy's daughter. Insiders claim the domestic repercussions have been nuclear. Remy allegedly told close friends that she walked in on Papoose crying in the toilet. After their kid inquired, "Is it true what people are saying about you and Uncle Marcus?" "Y'all?" Uncle Marcus was crying loudly. Here's where the legal threats begin because, according to leaked emails, Papoose attempted to get ahead of the problem by promising Remy a large cash payment in exchange for an NDA. That's correct. He apparently handed her a lawyer-drafted document titled Mutual Respect and Privacy Clause, aka Hush Money, with a Hallmark label. But Remy, she's not signing anything in New York. If Remy Ma can show that marital funds were used to fund another man's lifestyle, it is considered financial infidelity. She told her circle, "He silenced me long enough, there isn't any money big enough to buy back my truth, and the floodgates opened. Now there are whispers of lawsuits, not just divorce filings, but potential defamation claims, frozen accounts, custody battles, and possibly even criminal charges for misused funds." Papoose is nowhere to be found. Paparazzi caught a glimpse of him leaving a Midtown hotel in a hoodie and shades, ducking into a black SUV with no comment. The internet dubbed it the escape of the century, but Remy, she's on a mission. Since her bombshell went public, she's been flooding her Instagram with cryptic quotes. One post read, "He loved me the way a man loves a mirror, for what I reflected, not who I was." Another person said, "Some males lie with women. Others lie to them." While the comment sections are popping, celebrities are joining in. Cardi B liked to post, while Nicki Minaj posted a gift of popcorn. Even Lil Nas X tweeted, "You owe me an apology. I wasn't part of the drama." He was, and fans aren't done digging. One Twitter user posted a collage of Papoose's costumes over the years, claiming they were low-key flashy. Another conducted a side-by-side comparison of Papoose's and his putative boyfriend's sneakers. Same size, same brand, and identical custom initials. At this point, it's not a matter of whether, but of how long this has gone on. Perhaps the underlying sorrow is more than just betrayal. Remy Ma, a lady who battled the streets, the system, and the music industry, may have lost her spouse that he kept a secret that he was afraid to reveal. But before you start feeling sorry for Papoose, hang on, because Remy's next move made the boyfriend issue look like child's play. In a teaser for an upcoming interview that will air next week on a major network, and a teaser video for an upcoming interview due to broadcast next week on a major streaming platform, Remy Ma is seen wiping tears and stating, "If you all think the boyfriend was a big secret, wait till you hear about the other man. The one I found living in our second house." Wait, what? Hold on, rewind that. Another dude lives where? That's correct. Remy Ma now claims that Papoose did have a long-term boyfriend on the side, but he allegedly relocated another man into their Westchester investment house, which Remy assumed was being used as a low-key urban flip. It turns out it was more of a love nest, and how she found out is straight out of a soap opera. Insiders close to Remy said she decided to pay a surprise visit to the house after noting the utilities were significantly higher than usual. Remy, the street-smart Bronx queen, suspected that squatters had moved in since the gas bill was so high. It turned out they weren't squatters, it was Gerald. Who is Gerald, you ask? Oh, sweetie, buckle up. Gerald is apparently 27 years old, from Detroit. I am an aspiring R&B singer, Reiki healer, and Dash energy consultant, the type of man who wears silk robes, burns sage, and addresses everyone as king. According to leaked ring camera footage, Remy arrived at the residence and discovered Gerald in the garden, shirtless and barefoot, sipping alkaline water and playing Papoose's unreleased beats on a Bluetooth speaker. When she inquired who the hell he was, he reportedly said, "I'm the man who brings your husband peace." Remy nearly passed out. Several stories claim she did not even scream. She simply turned around, returned to her car, and drove directly to her lawyer's office. But things get worse, apparently. Gerald had been living there on rent for almost a year. Papoose allegedly told Remy that he was letting a mentee crash for a while, but he neglected to explain that the mentoring included couples massages, shared vision boards, and weekly tantric breathing sessions. Remy eventually obtained the smart home records, which revealed that Papoose visited the house at least 3 times every week, always around 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., not once during the day. Now, what kind of coaching necessitates blackout curtains, lavender oil, and noise-canceling headphones? Exactly, and fans have enough. One viral TikTok skit shows an actress pretending to be Remy, walking around the house with a flashlight like she's on Ghost Hunters, whispering, "Where's the man my man's been mentoring?" Another trend has people remixing Papoose's classic alphabetical slaughter with lines like G for Gerald, H for healing, "I'm confused who is actually cheating." While the internet is laughing, Remy Ma is not, because she is now pursuing everything the house. She wants to sell it, the accounts are frozen. Joint publishing rights of previous tracks are being audited, and yes, she is considering seeking full custody of their kid. citing Papoose's emotional instability and dangerous behavior. Her lawyer reportedly filed an emergency document, stating that leading a double life with several secret relationships, hidden residences, and financial deceit constitutes hazardous exposure for a kid, and just when you thought it couldn't get much worse, Marcus, Papoose's purported boyfriend, decides to go public. Yep, in a now-deleted stream. Marcus sat in a darkly lit room with a glass of wine and a playlist of vintage Papoose tracks, playing softly in the background. What exactly did he say? Oh, now she's mad. Where was all this energy when he flew me out for Valentine's Day? I received gifts. Too, baby. I'm not the side chick. I was the primary mission, and just like that, fans went wild. Some supported Remy, calling Marcus a cloud chaser with poor Wi-Fi and worse illusions. Others criticized Remy, questioning why she remained silent for so long if she was aware of what was happening. But first, let's clear things up. Remy Ma wasn't a naive housewife. She was a lady who overcame betrayal while preserving her brand, family, and child. Because of the real joke, she's been planning this public unraveling for months. According to sources, she began lining up the calendar, arranging receipts, and planning her exposure rollout as if it were an album release. And now she's in talks with several networks about a tell-all documentary working title, Remy Reloaded. Early concept artwork depicts a shattered wedding ring surrounded by microphones and court subpoenas, and if the stories are true, Papoose has already received letters from CE Andes urging him not to intervene. So where does this leave us? A culture in sorrow. Fans who formerly considered Papoose and Remy as the ultimate proof that true love could withstand imprisonment, stardom, and the music industry's curse, and now that fairy tale has become a daytime court show waiting to happen. However, some argue that this is the finest thing that has ever happened to Remy Ma. She is finally free, a fan tweeted, no more being. Others doubt whether Papoose ever actually loved Remy, or if she was always just the perfect cover tale. One podcaster expressed it best. Papoose didn't simply cheat. He completely altered the definition of treachery. This is not just infidelity. This is identity fraud with a glitter twist, and let's be honest, this is an industry riddled with controversy. This is top tier. This is Grammy-worthy gossip. This is Beyoncé's degree of public unmasking, except instead of baths and metaphors, Remy Ma provided voice notes, bank transactions, and surveillance footage. So what happens next? According to sources, Remy is preparing to unleash a diss tune. Yep. After months of silence in the studio, she's apparently collaborating with a formidable lineup of producers to express her story through bars. The working title includes backshots and backstabs. You cannot make this stuff up. And Papoose, he has been observed boarding a flight to Mexico, no cap. TMZ captured him wearing shades and a suit, attempting to disappear like Carmen Sandiego. Rumors are circulating he might go completely offline for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, the culture is waiting not only for the music and interviews, but also for the resolution. Remy Ma walks into court with her head held high, her documents secure, and her story intact, because if anybody can turn tragedy into hustle, it's the woman who once escaped prison and emerged as a queen. So, we'll leave you with this. Did Papoose betray his culture? Or was he simply a guy caught between two truths? Did Remy Ma unveil a monster, or just set herself free? And, most crucially, how many more secrets remain hidden in the shadows? Because something tells me the narrative hasn't ended yet. Now that the wigs have been grabbed, closets have been burst open, and the tea is boiling hotter than ever, we want to hear from you. Was Remy Ma brave in finally revealing the truth? Or was he just tired of being the beard? Was Papoose leading a double life, or simply practicing for a role in Down Diaries? And if you discovered your partner living with another man in your second home, what would you do? Okay, don't lie now. So, please share your hottest theories in the comment section. Because we read everything. If this crap gave you whiplash, smash that like button. Subscribe if you want more controversies delivered raw and uncensored. Don't forget to share this with someone who claimed Papoose was a relationship goals. Because here at Gossip Spill Vibe, we don't simply drink tea, we soak in